Welcome to Fremmer English Podcast, the podcast where we help you learn real, natural English through long conversations that sound like everyday life. Today's episode focuses on something every English learner truly needs: learning how to use the past, present, and future tenses easily and naturally in daily situations.
Yes, and before we begin, please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share this episode. Your support helps us continue creating long, friendly lessons that make grammar feel simple, practical, and much less intimidating for everyone.
Let's start with the present tense, because the present tense helps us describe things that are true right now, or things that happen regularly. And it's probably the tense you use the most in daily conversations.
For example, I can say, I drink coffee in the morning, or I work from home, and both of these sentences clearly describe habits, things I do every day or very often.
The present tense is also very useful for talking about how you feel right now, such as saying, I feel happy, or I am tired today, which helps you express your current mood or emotional state.
Exactly. And to make it even clearer, the present tense is also used for facts. Like, the sun rises in the east or water boils at 100 degrees, because these describe things that are always true.
Now let's switch naturally to the past tense, because we use the past tense when talking about things that already happened, whether it was yesterday, last week, last year, or even just a few minutes ago.
For example, I can say, I visited my friend yesterday, or I watched a movie last night, and these sentences clearly show that the action is finished and belongs to the past.
A very easy way to remember the past tense is to notice that most regular verbs end with ed, such as walk gives walked, call gives called, or play gives played, which makes forming the past tense much simpler.
But of course, we also have irregular verbs like go gives went, eat gives ate, and have gives had, and these verbs need to be learned slowly, naturally, and with lots of exposure over time.
Now let's move forward to the future tense, which we use when talking about plans, predictions, or decisions about things that haven't happened yet.
For example, I can say, I will meet my sister tomorrow, or I will travel next month, and both sentences clearly show actions that will happen in the future.
In daily conversation, we use the future tense all the time, especially when we say things like, I will call you later, or I will help you, which often show decisions made in the moment.
Yes. And another very common future structure is going to, such as I'm going to cook dinner tonight, or we're going to study English tomorrow, which is often used for plans.
Now let's connect all three tenses in one clear example. I wake up at 7 a.m. present. Yesterday, I woke up at 9 a.m. past. Tomorrow, I'll wake up at 6 a.m. future. This helps show how one action changes depending on time.
That's a great example. And we can do the same thing with eating. I eat breakfast every day. Present. Yesterday, I ate breakfast late. Past. I'll eat breakfast early tomorrow. Future.
We can also connect tenses with feelings, which learners talk about very often. I feel tired today. Present. I felt tired yesterday. Past. I will feel better tomorrow. Future.
And here's another feeling example. I am busy today. Present. I was busy last week. Past. I will be busy next weekend. Future.
Let's continue with daily activities, which are very common in conversation. I go to work by bus. Present. I went to work by bus yesterday. Past. I will go to work by bus tomorrow. Future.
Or we can talk about hobbies. I play football every Sunday. Present. I played football last Sunday. Past. I will play football next Sunday. Future.
Now let's create longer, more natural sentences to help learners hear how tenses sound in real conversations. Present. I usually wake up early because I like starting my day with quiet time and a cup of coffee.
Past. Last weekend, I woke up late because I needed extra rest after a busy week, and it felt wonderful to sleep longer.
Future. Next weekend, I will wake up early again because I'm planning to meet a friend for breakfast.
That's perfect, long, natural, and easy to understand examples that clearly show how time changes the grammar.
Let's create a short story using all three tenses together. Present, I work at a small office, and I really enjoy my job because the people are friendly and supportive.
Past, last year I worked at a different place, and it was much more stressful because the environment wasn't very positive.
Future, next year, I will continue working here because I feel comfortable and want to grow more in this company.
This is a great way to show learners how grammar connects to real-life contexts and meaningful situations.
Here's another clear example with studying. Present, I study English every evening because it helps me communicate better.
Past, when I was younger, I didn't study English very often, and that made communication more difficult.
Future, now I feel motivated, and I will study English every day to improve faster and feel more confident.
Yes, and the future tense often sounds like a promise or a plan, which makes it very powerful for learners.
Let's return to feelings again, because they are part of everyday speech. Present, I feel excited today because we're recording this episode.
Past, yesterday I felt nervous because I had a busy schedule, but everything worked out well.
Future, tomorrow, I will feel relaxed because I don't have many tasks to do.
Exactly. Simple emotional sentences help learners understand and use tenses in a natural way.
Let's try one more daily routine example. Present, I cook dinner every night because I enjoy preparing meals.
Past, last night I cooked a big meal for my family, and everyone really enjoyed it.
Future, tomorrow, I will cook something simple because I won't have much time.
Beautiful examples. They show how naturally the tenses flow without confusion.
Now let's connect tenses to travel, which learners often talk about. Present, I travel to work by train.
Past, last year I traveled by bus because the train station was far from my home.
Future, next month, I will travel by car because I'm planning to buy one soon.
Yes, travel examples are very practical and come up often in real conversations.
Before we continue, remember that mastering tenses comes from practice, not memorizing rules. Hearing and using natural examples helps your brain learn automatically.
And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share, because your support motivates us to create more long, friendly English episodes for you.
Now let's continue with more examples, focusing on how people use tenses naturally when they talk to each other.
Yes, because hearing grammar inside conversations helps learners understand how English sounds in real life.
Present, I work from home today. Past, I worked from home yesterday. Future, I'll work from home tomorrow.
Perfect, simple structure, clear time expressions, and a very natural flow. We'll continue with even more practical examples in the next section.
Let's make the examples even more natural by connecting them to common life situations, starting with talking about plans, because plans show how future tense works in daily life. Present, I plan my day every morning. Past, I planned my day yesterday before leaving the house. Future, I will plan my day tomorrow as soon as I wake up.
Yes, and planning is something people talk about often. So learners can easily use these sentences in real conversation without feeling nervous or confused.
Now let's talk about exercise, because health is a common topic. Present, I exercise 3 times a week to stay healthy. Past, last year, I exercised almost every day because I had more free time. Future, next month, I will exercise more because I want to feel stronger.
That's great. And exercise examples are simple, clear, and easy for learners to copy and use immediately.
Let's create a longer, more natural example about reading, since many learners study English with books. Present, I read English every evening because it helps me learn new words. Past, when I was younger, I read only a little because I found English difficult. Future, but starting next week, I will read at least 10 pages every day.
I love that example because the sentences flow naturally and show how the same action changes across time.
Now let's talk about work, another very common topic. Present, I work in an office and I enjoy the teamwork. Past, before this job, I worked in a small shop and it was very different. Future, in the future, I'll work on new projects to improve my skills.
Yes. Work-related sentences are incredibly useful because they help learners participate in conversations with coworkers, managers, or new people they meet.
Let's practice with travel as well. Present, I travel by train every day. Past, last year, I traveled by bus because the train was often late. Future, next month, I will travel by plane for my vacation.
Traveling always gives great examples because it includes actions, times, and plans, perfect for practicing tenses.
Now let's build a longer story using all three tenses naturally, so learners can hear how easy it is to switch between them. Present, I live in a quiet neighborhood, and I enjoy how peaceful it is.
Past. But when I was a child, I lived in a noisy area near the city center, and the streets were always busy.
Future, in the future, I will move to a bigger house because my family is growing, and we need more space.
Beautiful. That example shows life changes naturally, and the tenses help express different stages of your experience.
Let's talk about food now, because everyone eats, and it's very easy to use in conversation. Present, I eat breakfast at 8 a.m. every day. Past, yesterday, I ate breakfast later because I woke up late. Future, tomorrow, I will eat breakfast early because I have a meeting.
Yes, simple actions like eating or drinking are perfect for practicing the three tenses.
Let's do the same with studying. Present, I study English after work. Past, last night, I studied English for 2 hours because I felt motivated. Future, tonight, I will study for at least 30 minutes.
Perfect. These sentences help learners build strong habits by using the future tense to describe plans.
Now let's make the conversation more detailed. I'll talk about my weekend routine using all three tenses. Present, I usually relax on weekends and spend time with my family.
Past. Last weekend I relaxed at home and watched movies because I needed a quiet break.
Future, next weekend, I will visit my parents because I haven't seen them in a while.
These examples feel natural and show everyday English that learners can immediately use in real conversations.
Now let's practice with emotions again, because emotions help learners express how they feel. Present, I feel grateful today because I finished a big project. Past, yesterday, I felt stressed because I had so many tasks to complete.
That's such a useful set of sentences. Simple, emotional, and easy to understand.
Let's talk about weather. Present, it is sunny today. Past, it was rainy yesterday. Future, it will be cold tomorrow.
Weather is one of the most common topics in English small talk, so these sentences are essential for daily conversation.
Now let's create a short conversation using all three tenses naturally. Present, I am learning English now because I want to improve my communication.
Past. When I was in school, I learned only basic English and I didn't practice much.
Future, but from today, I will practice every day because I finally feel motivated.
That's a beautiful example of how past, present, and future connect to show personal growth.
Next, let's talk about hobbies. Present, I paint in my free time because it helps me relax. Past, when I was younger, I painted less because I didn't have many materials.
Talking about hobbies is fun and easy, making it perfect for practicing tenses.
Let's create another natural story. Present, I go for a walk every evening.
Past. Last evening, I went for a long walk because the weather was beautiful.
Future, tonight, I will go for a walk again to clear my mind after work.
Beautiful. The rhythm of present, past, and future becomes very clear with simple routines like walking.
Let's practice with work-related tasks. Present, I check my emails every morning. Past, yesterday, I checked them late because I had a meeting. Future, tomorrow, I will check them early so I can start my day smoothly.
Yes, work vocabulary is practical and helps learners sound more professional in daily situations.
Now let's talk about goals. Present, I try to learn something new every day. Past, last year, I tried to read more, but I wasn't consistent. Future, next year. I will try harder because I want to grow.
Goals naturally use all three tenses, especially when reflecting on the past and planning for the future.
Let's make this even more real by talking about waking up. Present, I wake up early every day for work. Past, this morning, I woke up late because my alarm didn't ring. Future, tomorrow, I will wake up earlier to avoid rushing.
Everyone can relate to waking up late. Great example.
Let's create a full conversation using all three tenses smoothly. Present, I study English online because it helps me practice every day.
Past. When I was younger, I studied English only at school, and I didn't use it much. Future. But from now on, I will study with more focus because I want to speak confidently. Yes, this shows how grammar can express personal motivation and growth.
Before we move to even more detailed examples, I want to remind learners that the secret to mastering tenses is listening and repeating simple sentences every day.
Yes, and remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share, because your support helps us continue creating long, clear English learning conversations.
Now get ready. In the next section, we'll start building longer, more emotional stories using all three tenses in a smooth and natural way. Yes, let's continue. The next part will help learners understand how to mix past, present, and future like native speakers. Now let's move into longer storytelling, because storytelling helps learners understand how the past, present, and future flow naturally inside one conversation, just like in real life. When we tell stories, we don't stop to think about grammar rules. Instead, we focus on meaning, time, and emotions, which is how English is actually used every day.
Yes, and stories make grammar much easier to remember because you're not thinking about rules or verb tables. You're simply following a natural sequence of events, feelings, and plans. This makes learning feel smoother, calmer, and more enjoyable.
Let me begin with a simple everyday story. Present, I usually start my mornings with a cup of tea because it helps me feel calm and ready for the day. This sentence shows a habit, something that is true now and happens regularly in my life.
Past. But yesterday I started my morning with coffee instead because I needed more energy after a long night. Here, we clearly hear that the action already happened. The time word yesterday helps the listener understand that the story has moved into the past.
Future, tomorrow, I will start my morning with a smoothie because I want to try something healthy and refreshing. This sentence shows a plan for the future and explains the reason behind it. It sounds very natural and realistic in daily conversation.
That's a beautiful example because it shows clear time expressions, natural language, and smooth transitions between the tenses. Learners can easily hear how the story moves from now to before and then to what comes next.
Now, let's tell a longer story about learning English. Present, I practice English every evening because I want to speak more confidently at work. This shows a current routine and a clear motivation behind the action.
Past. In the past, I practiced English only once a week, and because of that, my progress was slow and I felt shy when speaking. This sentence explains not only what happened before, but also how it affected confidence and results.
Future, but from now on, I will practice every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes, because I know consistency is the key to improvement. This future sentence sounds hopeful and realistic, and it reflects a strong decision about change.
That's a perfect example of how grammar helps you show growth, where you were before, where you are now, and where you're going next. It feels like a real personal journey, not a grammar exercise.
Let's try a more emotional story, because emotions make grammar easier to remember. Present, I feel grateful today because I finished all my tasks on time. This sentence shows a present feeling connected to a recent achievement.
Past. Yesterday, I felt worried because I had too many things to do and I wasn't sure if I could complete them. This helps learners see how emotions can change depending on time and situation.
Future, but tomorrow, I will feel relaxed because I plan to take a break and enjoy some quiet time. Here, The future tense expresses hope and intention, which is very common in everyday English.
I really like this example because it clearly shows emotional change over time. Grammar becomes a tool for expressing feelings, not just sentences.
Now let's talk about friendships. Present, I meet my friends every weekend, and we enjoy talking about life and sharing stories. This shows a regular social habit that many learners can relate to.
Past. Last weekend, I met them at a small cafe and we talked for hours because we hadn't seen each other in a long time. This sentence feels warm and natural, and it adds detail to the memory.
Future, next weekend, I will meet them again, and we will probably go for a long walk in the park. This future plan sounds relaxed and realistic, just like everyday conversation.
These friendship examples clearly show how all three tenses are used naturally when talking about people we care about.
Let's create a story about travel. Present, I travel to work by train every day because it's fast and comfortable. This sentence describes a daily routine using the present tense.
Past. Last year, I traveled by bus, and the journey took much longer, so I often arrived late. This shows a clear contrast between the past and the present.
Future, next year, I will travel by car because I'm planning to buy one soon. This future sentence shows planning and intention, which learners often need in real life.
Travel examples like this are very useful because people talk about transportation all the time in daily conversations.
Now let's talk about a hobby. Present, I play the guitar in the evenings because it helps me relax after work. This shows a present routine connected to personal enjoyment.
Past. When I was younger, I played the guitar only on weekends because I didn't have much free time during the week. This sentence clearly moves the story into the past and explains the reason.
Future. In the future, I will take guitar lessons because I want to improve my skills and learn new songs. This sounds hopeful and shows a personal goal.
Hobby stories are excellent because they naturally include routines, memories, and future dreams, all in simple language.
Let's create a story about health. Present. I try to drink more water during the day to stay healthy and focused. This sentence shows an ongoing effort in the present.
Past. Last month, I drank only a little water, and I often felt tired and dehydrated. This explains a past habit and its negative effect.
Future, next month, I will drink more water regularly because I want to take better care of my body. This future plan feels realistic and motivating.
Self-improvement stories like this are meaningful and easy for learners to connect with.
Now let's move into more descriptive and emotional storytelling. Present, I walk through the park every morning, and I enjoy the fresh air and the sound of birds. This sentence paints a calm picture in the present.
Past. When I lived in my old neighborhood, I walked through crowded streets instead, and it was noisy and stressful. This contrast helps learners feel the difference between past and present.
Future. When I move to the countryside next year, I will walk through quiet forests every day. This future sentence expresses hope and imagination.
This example beautifully shows how environment, feelings, and grammar change together over time.
Now let's practice with watching activities. Present, I watch English videos every night to improve my listening skills. This is something many learners already do.
Past. Last night, I watched a documentary and I learned many new words. This sentence shows immediate learning from a past action.
Future, tonight, I will watch a short movie with English subtitles to practice more. This future plan sounds simple and realistic.
Entertainment examples work very well because learners often talk about movies, shows, and online content.
Let's build a story about work stress. Present, I feel tired today because I worked late last night. This shows how past actions affect present feelings.
Past. Last week, I felt exhausted almost every day because my schedule was too busy. This gives context and explains the stress.
Future, next week, I will take better care of my time so I don't feel overwhelmed again. This sentence shows learning and intention.
These emotional transitions help learners understand how quickly feelings can change with time.
Let's talk about saving money. Present, I save a little money every month for future plans. This is a very common real-life topic.
Past. Before, I saved very little, and I always felt stressed when unexpected costs came. This shows a problem in the past.
Future. Starting next month, I will save more because I want to feel more secure. This future plan sounds practical and motivating.
Money topics like this are everyday and relatable, which makes them great for tense practice.
Now let's build a conversation about learning English itself. Present. I learn new vocabulary every day by reading and listening. This shows an active learning habit.
Past. At the beginning, I learned slowly because I didn't know how to study effectively. This helps learners reflect on early challenges.
Future. But from now on, I will learn with more focus and confidence. This sentence expresses growth and determination.
Perfect. These examples clearly show how the present, past, and future help learners describe their English journey with clarity, confidence, and real emotion.
I want to give a longer, more emotional example now, because longer stories show how the tenses connect in real situations. Present. I try my best to stay positive every day, even when life feels stressful, because I know a positive mindset helps me stay motivated. Past. But last year, I often felt overwhelmed and negative, and it was difficult for me to find the energy to focus on my goals.
Future. Next year, I will continue working on my emotional health by reading more books, practicing gratitude, and surrounding myself with supportive people. I love how these sentences show a journey where you were, where you are, and where you're going. And this is exactly how natural English uses all three tenses.
Let's make another long example about family life, because that's something everyone can relate to. Present. I spend a lot of time with my family these days, and I try to be more present with them by listening carefully and enjoying simple moments together.
Past. In the past, I was always busy with work, and I didn't make enough time for family activities, which sometimes made me feel guilty and disconnected. Future. But in the future, I will make family time a priority, because I want to build stronger relationships and create more meaningful memories.
Now let's talk about health again, but more deeply. Present. I try to eat healthy foods every day because I want to feel energetic, focused, and comfortable in my own body.
Past. Before, I didn't pay much attention to nutrition, and I often ate fast food, which made me feel tired and unmotivated throughout the day. Future. From now on, I will take care of my meals more carefully and choose foods that give me long-lasting energy.
Let's create a rich example using travel, because travel naturally brings out past experiences, present routines, and future hopes. Present. I travel to different cities for work, and I enjoy learning about new cultures and meeting people from different backgrounds.
Past. When I was younger, I traveled only once or twice a year, and I remember how excited I felt every time I visited a new place. Future. In the future, I will travel more for pleasure, because I want to explore beautiful destinations and experience life more fully.
Let's make a long story about confidence. Present. I feel much more confident when I speak English now, because I've been practicing regularly and learning new expressions that help me express myself clearly.
Past. But 2 years ago, I felt very shy and nervous when speaking English, and I always worried about making mistakes or not finding the right words. Future. Soon, I will speak with even more confidence because I plan to practice louder, stronger, and more courageously every day.
Let's talk about time management in a detailed way. Present. I manage my time better these days, creating small schedules that help me stay organized and productive throughout the week.
Past. Before, I didn't plan my days carefully, and I often wasted time without realizing it, which made me feel stressed and behind on everything. Future. Next week, I will start using a new system to track my tasks because I want to be even more efficient and calm.
Here's a longer example about hobbies and relaxation. Present. I enjoy painting in the evenings because it helps me relax, focus on beauty, and forget the noise of the world for a while.
Past. Years ago, I didn't take time for hobbies, and I spent most of my days working or worrying, which made my life feel unbalanced and tiring. Future. In the future, I will dedicate more time to creativity because I want to express myself and enjoy life more deeply.
Let's build a powerful example about learning English. Present, I study English every day now because I want to communicate clearly and confidently with people from all around the world.
Past, when I first started learning, I studied only when I had extra time. And my progress was slow because I wasn't consistent. Future, but from today forward, I will study with more focus and discipline because I truly want English to become a natural part of my life.
Here's a long example about personal goals. Present, I set small goals for myself every week. And these goals help me grow steadily and stay motivated even when life feels challenging.
Past, before I set big goals without breaking them into smaller steps, and I often felt overwhelmed and unsure of how to start. Future, but now I will continue creating small, meaningful goals because they make my journey more enjoyable and realistic.
Let's talk about technology in a long, natural way. Present, I use my phone every day to stay connected with friends and to learn new things, especially through podcasts and short videos.
Past, when I was younger, technology wasn't a big part of my life, and I often spent more time playing outside or reading books. Future, but in the future, I will try to use technology more mindfully so it helps me grow instead of distracting me.
Here's another rich example about emotions. Present, I feel proud of myself today because I completed several important tasks and stayed positive throughout the day.
Past, there were times when I felt discouraged and didn't believe in myself, and those moments made even simple tasks feel difficult. Future, but moving forward, I will continue building my confidence by celebrating even small progress.
Let's use a deeper example about relationships. Present, I try to communicate more openly with the people I care about because honesty helps create stronger, healthier relationships.
Past, before I sometimes kept my feelings inside, and this caused misunderstandings because I didn't express what I truly needed. Future, from now on, I will speak more clearly and kindly because communication is the key to connection.
Let's talk about work in a long, natural way. Present, I enjoy my work because it challenges me, and I get the chance to learn new skills and collaborate with interesting people.
Past, a few years ago, I worked in a stressful environment where I didn't feel supported, and it affected my confidence and happiness. Future, in the future, I will choose workplaces that value respect and growth because my well-being is important.
Here's a long story about dreams for the future. Present, I dream about traveling the world and meeting people from different cultures because learning from others inspires me deeply.
Past, when I was younger, I dreamed of the same thing, but I didn't know how to start or where to go, so the dream stayed in my imagination. Future, soon, I will take real steps toward that dream by saving money and planning my first big trip.
Let's talk about daily habits. Present, I try to wake up early every morning because it gives me a peaceful start and helps me feel more organized.
Past, before, I used to wake up late and the whole day felt rushed and stressful because I didn't give myself enough time. Future, from now on, I will continue waking up earlier so my mornings feel calm and productive.
Now another example about communication. Present, I speak slowly and clearly when I talk to English learners because I want them to feel comfortable and understand me easily.
Past, before, I sometimes spoke too fast, and learners felt nervous because they couldn't catch every word. Future, but I will continue speaking slowly and kindly because patience makes learning easier.
Here's a detailed example about relaxation. Present, I relax by listening to calm music in the evening, and it helps my mind slow down after a long day.
Past, years ago, I didn't know how to relax properly, and I often carried stress with me everywhere. Future, soon I will explore new relaxation methods like meditation or deep breathing.
Let's build another emotional example about learning. Present, I learn something new about myself every day, and these small lessons help me grow into a better version of who I want to be.
Past, in the past, I didn't pay attention to personal growth, and I moved through life without reflecting on my choices. Future, but now I will continue learning from every experience, even the difficult ones.
Let's connect learning English with emotional growth. Present, I feel proud when I use English confidently, because it shows me that my daily practice is making a real difference.
Past. Before, I felt nervous speaking English in public, and I often avoided conversations because I was afraid of mistakes. Future. But now, I will speak English boldly, because I know mistakes help me learn faster.
Before we finish, let's create one last big example using all three tenses. Present, I enjoy learning English with podcasts because they help me practice naturally and learn at my own pace.
Past. A long time ago. I struggled with English because I didn't have good resources or daily practice, and I felt stuck for years. Future. Now I will keep using podcasts and storytelling to improve because they make learning enjoyable and effortless.
As we reach the end of this episode, I want to remind you that mastering tenses is easy when you practice with real stories and natural examples like these.
Yes, and you can listen to this episode again to reinforce the patterns, because repetition helps your brain learn automatically.
Before you go, make sure to subscribe so you never miss our long, helpful grammar and conversation episodes.
And don't forget to like this episode if it helped you understand tenses more clearly. Your likes tell us what kind of content you enjoy.
We would also love to hear your thoughts, so please comment and tell us which tense you find easiest or hardest to use.
Your comments help us make better lessons, and they help other learners feel connected and supported.
And of course, please share this episode with friends, classmates, or anyone learning English. Sharing helps our community grow.
The more people join us, the more we can create long, meaningful episodes like this one.
Thank you for spending this time with us. We appreciate your effort, your patience, and your commitment to learning English.
We're proud of you. We believe in you. And we'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.